Sometimes it feels as if the Earth is testing how far it can go. There are places where colors, shapes, or weather defy any known logic. Real landscapes that upon seeing them make us doubt whether we're still on this planet. Deserts that seem to burn mountains that seem alive. Skies reflected on the Earth and valleys that act as mirrors. In this journey, we will explore some of the world's most unreal corners where geology and life combine to create scenes that exceed any human imagination. Antelope Canyon, United States. In the arid desert of Arizona, a natural wonder hides among the rocks. Antelope Canyon, a place sculpted by centuries of erosion. This narrow sandstone canyon appears like a living work of art, with walls rising like massive stone waves carved by the passage of water and wind. The reddish orange and golden tones paint the landscape, creating an astounding contrast with the rays of light that, when passing through the canyon's cracks, filter like flashes illuminating the suspended air. Here, time seems to stop and silence turns into deep meditation as the place slowly continues to transform, a reminder of nature's force. Every step through Antelope Canyon becomes a unique experience, a journey into a landscape that feels otherworldly. Pamukkale, Turkey. In southwestern Turkey, Pamukkale emerges like a white paradise that reflects the passage of time and the magic of nature. Known as the Cotton Castle, this geological phenomenon has created a series of terraces formed by mineral-rich thermal waters. As the water cools, it leaves a layer of white deposits that resemble snow, but are actually a mix of calcium and other minerals. The turquoise waters flow gently between these natural pools, reflecting the sunlight and creating a unique glow. With each step, you feel the connection between nature and humanity, especially when walking barefoot on the warm stone. Beyond its unmistakable beauty, Pamukkale holds a rich history, as the ancient ruins of Hierapolis lie on the hills, offering a glimpse into the past while enjoying this surreal landscape. Pamukkale is not just a place to see, but a sensory and spiritual experience that invites you to pause and embrace its stillness. Lençóis Maranhenses, Brasil. The Lençóis Maranhenses desert in northeastern Brazil is one of the world's most surprising landscapes. During the rainy season, a sea of freshwater lagoons appears between the white sand dunes, creating a visual contrast that feels like it's from a dream. From the air, the desert looks like a vast liquid mirror, where the dunes and waters merge perfectly, forming a natural labyrinth that constantly shifts under the Atlantic wind. The lagoons are vibrant in color, ranging from bright turquoises to deep emeralds, and are teeming with life, as some fish mysteriously emerge during the annual floods. The landscape is never the same, twice as the dunes are constantly reshaped, offering a sense of both permanence and change. Lençóis Maranhenses is a place that invites contemplation, where nature seems to merge the impossible with the real. Socotra Island, Yemen. Socotra is an isolated island in the Indian Ocean that seems to have fallen from the sky. After millions of years of isolation, The island's flora and fauna have evolved uniquely, with more than 30% of its species found nowhere else on the planet. The dragon's blood tree, with its inverted crown and red sap, is one of the most representative symbols of this place. Socotra is a blend of arid mountains, white sand dunes, and green valleys, where plants grow in unusual shapes defying the logic of biology. As the sun sets, the long shadows of the trees and mountains create a magical and surreal atmosphere, making it seem like this is a different planet. The coastal villages shaped by the wind and sea maintain a slow rhythm of life almost out of time. Socotra is a reminder that there are still places in the world that remain untouched, almost as if they were beyond the reach of time and modernity. Mount Roraima, Venezuela, Brazil, and Guyana. Mount Roraima on the border of Venezuela, Brazil, and Guyana is one of the most famous and mysterious tapuis on the planet. With its vertical walls rising over 400 meters, this mountain looks like a giant natural castle defying geography. Its flat summit covered by mist is a unique ecosystem home to endemic species that are found nowhere else in the world. For much of the year, constant rain and waterfalls descending from its edges turn the landscape into a spectacle of water and mist. Walking across Roraima's summit is a unique experience where the feeling of standing at the edge of the world becomes palpable, and every step feels like a journey into the unknown. This place is not just a natural wonder, but a reminder of the incredible biodiversity that still exists in the world's most remote corners. Salar de Uyuni, Bolivia. In the heart of the Bolivian Altiplano stretches a place so hard to believe it's real. The Salar de Uyuni is not just the largest salt desert on the planet. It's an experience that alters the way we perceive space and distance. Spanning over 10,000 square kilometers, its white surface seems to go on forever, as if the world had run out of edges. During the rainy season, a thin layer of water covers the salt flat, completely transforming it. The ground becomes a perfect mirror where the sky is reflected so precisely that it becomes impossible to distinguish where the land ends and the air begins. Walking there is losing all reference points. The horizon disappears and you feel as though you are floating inside a vast bubble of light. In the dry season, the landscape changes once more. The salt cracks into almost perfect geometric patterns, a natural mosaic that stretches as far as the eye can see. Every step crunches beneath your feet, reminding you that this environment, though silent, is full of geological life. Beneath that seemingly endless surface lie underground lakes and one of the world's largest reserves of lithium, a key resource for the future. Salar de Uyuni dazzles not only with its beauty but also perplexes. It's a place that forces you to stop, look with calm, and accept that nature is still capable of creating scenes that touch the unreal, moving between dream and reality. Fagradalsfjall, Iceland. In Iceland, the earth is not a memory of the past. It is alive and constantly moving. Fagradalsfjall demonstrates this without pretense. This young volcano awoke after more than 6,000 years of silence, reminding the world that the planet is still at work beneath our feet, without asking for permission or announcing itself. When the eruption began, lava slowly emerged from the cracks, spreading like glowing rivers that lit up the landscape. The orange and red tones contrasted with the deep black basalt and the cold blue of the Arctic sky, creating a scene as powerful as it was hypnotic. It wasn't a violent explosion, but an almost patient process, as if the Earth was showing how it builds itself. Today, the environment is a vast field of solidified lava. Walking through the area in some places, you can still feel the heat beneath the surface, a clear sign that nothing here is truly finished. The land continues to change, cracking, cooling, and shaping a new landscape that didn't exist just a few years ago. When night falls and the sky is covered with the northern lights, the place takes on an almost unreal air. The green and violet lights dance over the ground born from fire, creating a sensation difficult to describe. Fagradalsfjall is not just an active volcano. It is a direct window to Iceland's heart and proof that the Earth continues to create, destroy, and transform at its own pace. Reykjadalur Hot Springs, Iceland. Just over an hour from Reykjavik, Reykjadalur unfolds as a quiet valley that doesn't try to impress at first, but gradually captures you without you realizing it. From the first steps, the ground starts to release steam, and the air fills with a mineral scent, announcing that the Earth is still alive beneath your feet. This is not an extreme or aggressive landscape. Rather, it is one that manifests gently as if breathing slowly. The trail winds through green hills, small waterfalls, and fissures where steam rises. With each section, the landscape changes subtly. The sound of water accompanies the path, blending with the wind and the open silence of the valley. In the distance, the thermal river appears winding its way between the mountains. Its warm waters come from underground geothermal springs and remain at the perfect temperature for soaking even when the air is cold. Entering the water is a simple yet powerful experience. The contrast between the warmth of the river and the Icelandic climate creates an immediate sense of well-being. The steam envelops everything, softening the forms of the landscape and giving the impression of being inside a scene suspended in time. There are no buildings, no artificial noises, just nature functioning at its own pace. Reykjadalur is not a noisy spectacle. It is a silent reminder of the balance that defines Iceland, a place where fire and ice do not compete but coexist. Walking through this valley is understanding that the planet's force is not always shown with violence. Sometimes it is expressed with calm warmth and a deep sense of harmony. Angel Falls, Venezuela. Deep in the Venezuelan jungle rises a presence that impresses even before you see it. Angel Falls. The tallest waterfall on the planet plunges from the top of Ollantaytambo with a drop of nearly 1,000 meters, but its grandeur is not only measured in numbers. What truly astonishes is the way the water descends for much of its journey. It does not touch the rock. It disperses into the air and transforms into a fine mist that floats before reaching the ground. From a distance, the waterfall seems to blend with the landscape. The mist merges with the vegetation, the dark rock, and the deep green of the jungle, creating a scene that constantly changes with the light and the wind. There is no single fixed image. Everything is in motion, as if the place is breathing. As you approach, the water seems to lose its solid form and turn into vapor, giving the environment an almost unreal sensation, as if entering a dream. The sound of the water does not dominate the space. The vastness of the jungle absorbs it little by little, leaving a deep silence that invites you to stop and observe. There is no roaring, only calm. Seeing Angel Falls is not just about witnessing an impressive waterfall. It is facing the true scale of nature, feeling how small we are, and understanding that there are places where force and beauty are expressed without the need for words. Mount Kelimutu, Indonesia. On the island of Flores, Mount Kelimutu guards one of those landscapes that are not easily forgotten. At the top of its peak, 3 crater lakes share the same space but not the same color. One is deep blue, another an intense green, and the third shows reddish-brown tones that seem to change with the light. This is not a visual trick. These colors vary over time, influenced by the minerals dissolved in the water and the volcanic activity that remains alive beneath the surface. For those who live in the area, Kelimutu is not just a natural phenomenon. The lakes are considered sacred. According to local tradition, each lake houses the soul of the deceased, separated according to their character in life. This belief has been passed down from generation to generation and adds a layer of respect and silence to the place. Here, no one speaks loudly nor walks in a hurry. Beyond the myths, Kelimutu impresses with what it shows without the need for explanations. Looking over the crater's edge is witnessing a changing landscape where color seems to breathe. The contrast between the lakes, the surrounding mountains and the jungle stretching into the distance, creates a scene difficult to describe with words. It is a place that invites you to stop, look calmly, and remember that the earth is never static. Everything is in constant transformation, even that which seems eternal. Lauterbrunnen Valley, Switzerland. In the heart of the Swiss Alps, Lauterbrunnen Valley feels like a place where the rhythm of the world slows down. It is not a landscape that impresses immediately, but one that reveals itself gradually as you learn to look. More than 70 waterfalls descend from nearly vertical rock faces, some delicate and fine, others powerful and constant, creating a continuous sound that accompanies every step. It's a natural music that never repeats but is always present. At the bottom of the valley, green meadows extend calmly, dotted with wooden houses that seem to have always been part of the land. Nothing looks out of place. Everything is where it should be. In spring, when the mountain snow begins to melt, the waterfalls multiply, and the valley fills with a tranquil energy, as if nature wakes up without rush. The air feels fresher, cleaner, and the water dominates the landscape. In winter, the scene changes completely. Snow covers the meadows and mist slides between the mountains, enveloping the valley in a deep silence. It is a silence that does not discomfort, but invites you to stay, to observe, and to breathe slowly. Lauterbrunnen is not just a place to see, it is a place to feel. A corner where human presence does not disrupt harmony, but coexists with it, reminding us that there are still landscapes where beauty and calm go hand in hand. White Desert, Egypt. In the heart of the Egyptian Sahara lies a place that completely breaks the classic image of the desert. The White Desert is not dominated by golden dunes or endless horizons of sand, but by a clear, almost unreal landscape where rock takes the lead. Over thousands of years, the wind has smoothed the limestone into unexpected, soft, and whimsical shapes, as if someone had sculpted them with infinite patience. Walking among these formations, it is impossible not to stop and look. Some resemble enormous mushrooms, others seem like animals frozen in mid-motion, or solitary towers emerging from the white ground. Everything has a surreal air, as if the desert decided to play with the imagination of those who visit. No two figures are alike, and each one changes appearance depending on the light of the day. When the sun is high, shadows stretch and shrink, transforming the landscape with every hour. The desert seems to move without moving, reinventing itself with each ray of light. But it is at nightfall when the place reaches its most overwhelming moment. Under the moonlight, the rocks take on a silver hue, and the silence becomes almost physical, enveloping everything. Here time seems to move slower. There is no noise, no rush, only the sensation of being in a corner of the planet where nature decided to stop and create something unique. The White Desert is not just something to observe, it is something to feel, to listen to in its silence, and to remember long after leaving behind. Avenue of the Baobabs, Madagascar. On the western coast of Madagascar stands a place that doesn't need explanations to impress. The Avenue of the Baobabs stretches along a simple dirt road flanked by monumental trees that seem to defy time. Some of these baobabs surpass 30 meters in height and have lived for over 1,000 years, silently watching as entire generations pass beneath their feet. Their wide, sturdy trunks hold water history and resilience. Their branches, bare for much of the year, reach toward the sky as if seeking balance rather than grandeur. They are trees that do not attract attention with color or blooming, but with the sense of permanence they convey. They have been here long before the road existed and will likely remain long after everything else has changed. At dawn and dusk, the light transforms the landscape. The shadows of the baobabs stretch across the red earth, and the sky is tinted with golden and orange hues. In those moments, the place acquires a special silence, almost solemn, as if inviting you to stop and observe without rush. The Avenue of the Baobabs is not just a beautiful place to photograph. It is a natural lesson on patience, adaptation, and resilience. A reminder that the deepest beauty is not always in what is striking or new, but in what has managed to remain firm in the face of time. Here, nature does not show off, it simply endures. And with this, we conclude our journey through the most unreal places on the planet. From mountains that seem to float in the air to deserts that reflect the sky, the Earth continues to be a laboratory of natural wonders. These destinations not only impress us with their beauty, but invite us to explore beyond what we know, to dive into the unknown and to appreciate the unattainable. Nature, in its infinite diversity, offers us scenarios that defy all logic, but undoubtedly they are part of our reality. Which of these places amazed you the most? What corner of the planet would you like to explore in the next video? Share your thoughts in the comments and continue to join us on this journey to discover the most impactful and mysterious corners of the world.